Well, hey guys, we're in Oxford, Mississippi today, and we're going to walk around a part of the town that once was called Freedman Town, and we're going to tell you its story. Back in the 1860s, this part of Oxford was an all-black neighborhood, and it definitely was at the center of Oxford African American culture. According to historical records, Lafayette County, Mississippi had more than 7,000 slaves in 1860. Reconstruction came, and of course, former enslaved individuals moved their families to Freedman Town. Of course, churches always played a big role in Freedman Town, and education did also. There was Rosenwald School before it burned down. Rosenwald schools were schools established across the nation to educate black students. These schools were named after Julius Rosenwald, the former president of Sears, Roebuck and Company. The first black school in Freedman Town was started in 1867 by a preacher named Alexander Phillips. Phillips also taught at the Oxford Female Colored School during 1874 and 5. We're now moving down Martin Luther King Jr. Street, and if you can imagine yourself here back during the 1870s, you would see many shotgun houses that mostly would be made up of 3 rooms, a living room, a bedroom, and a hallway, and sometimes a lean-to kitchen. There were black-owned businesses in Freedman Town, but the grocery stores had white owners. The Burns Belfry Museum and Multicultural Center, dedicated to African American history, was the original site of Burns United Methodist Church here in Freedman Town. The Urban Renewal Program dramatically changed Freedman Town. This program sought to redevelop less affluent American communities, and this initiative was accelerated with the 1949 Housing Act, or the Urban Renewal Program. During that time, many African Americans were bought out of their homes, and they used this money to move to the countryside of Lafayette County. The older homes were torn down, and newer homes were built, and they were sold to new inhabitants of the neighborhood. As you can see as we travel down MLK, there are very few of the old houses left. But according to one article I read, this neighborhood is still around 90% black. One guy is quoted as saying, "The neighborhood was not a real pretty sight before it was developed. Even though it was close to the center of town, MLK Street was still a gravel road. As we change, the history of Freedman Town has sort of disappeared, well, like a lot of other things. And I just think the story of Freedman Town is one that needs to be retold so that it's not forgotten." Well, I hope you've learned a little bit about African American history in this part of Mississippi today. And if you stayed with me this long, smash that like button. And I want to encourage you to pay attention to the history of the area around you. You never know what you might learn. Thank you.